We've started. Oh my goodness.
Hello, Mark.
Long time no see.
It has been a while.
It has been a while.
Goodness me.
Hello, Connor, as well. We mustn't forget Connor,
Our dedicated viewer.
Dedicated viewer.
Listener.
Listener.
Maybe he's at the window.
Well, he might be high while he's listening to us and viewing something.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, I thought we'd start with a bit of
housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Excellent.
I think we should acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah. Life does that. We do have 2 episodes coming out this week. The one from before Christmas. We did a secret episode before Christmas.
And all those plans for doing Christmas
stuff completely out of the window.
I mean, I've still got notes. I've still got notes if we want to talk about stuff that we've forgotten about.
We are now into February, so...
Jeez, the whole of January
just went past, didn't it? Yeah. But, well, it gives us lots to talk about. Shall we start with you, Mark? What's been on your plate of media delectables?
Well, I think the first thing, really, that I've been watching over probably the whole of February, which is Only Murders in the Building.
Now, yeah.
Me and Mrs. Hasty, we started it twice in the past, in the distant past. I think soon after it first came out, and we finally went, let's do this. Let's give it a couple of episodes and get into it more. And we did. We actually got fully into it. We got, smitten. Got used to the kind of tone, the way each episode was working. And it always feels like there's multiple things going on in terms of, it's not just the murder of the week kind of thing. It's one long story that's there, but it's not just about that one murder they're trying to solve. There's a few other incidents on the way that really make it quite textured. And I think the main thing is the cast, the 3 main characters, Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. They really work well off of each other. There's a lot of fun in it, and it's not because it's 3 unusual characters working together. When it comes to the murder stuff, the framing with the podcast they're doing and stuff like that, it really gives it a different thing than, say, something like, I don't know, Murder of the Week, kind of Death in Paradise kind of thing.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make it that feeling of, we're going to have to contrive the same murder situation with a limited cast in a specific genre, location. How many murders can there be in
this one place?
San Marie, and there are thousands by now of murders in this small tropical island. That this is a percentage of the population at this point have been murdered, and the case is solved as well. Anyway,
it always gets to the by the end of the week.
By the end of
the week, it's solved.
Each episode it's dealt with, and there's been 4 suspects. That even though there were 20 other people at the party that the murder happened in, it's only those 4 people that they're looking at because they're the closer. No, that's not. It's not realistic. Works. But anyway. We're talking about Only Murders in the Building. We've really been enjoying it. There was one particular episode that blew my mind, which was, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was silent. Have you seen it, by the way?
I've seen up to. I think we've finished season 2, I think, and then we started we didn't finish season 3, or didn't start season 3. But I remember having the exact same experience of trying season 1. And it is a bit weird. I think it's a bit quirky. I don't know how to describe it. It's quirky.
Quirky.
And so I was like, And I think you got to kind of almost you got to read the blurb of it, right? You've got to watch a bit and be like, okay, now I get the vibe, and then come back to it.
I think that's where we were at, definitely. I think we, like I said, the first time we watched the first episode, I meant to come back to it, never did. So we watched the first episode and the second episode, and then that was it.
Yeah. And I think the first season's really good. I think the second season was okay. I haven't seen third season. I think it felt like it was declining. It was losing its what made it unique when I was watching it. But it was good. I enjoyed the ideas and the concepts.
I think there was a dip. I think the second season ramped up again and it got good. We've only just started the third season, so it's one thing that's interesting about it is we've got Paul Rudd.
Is that the third season?
That's the third season.
Yeah, okay, so I've watched a bit of the third season.
Yeah.
I've seen all the second and a bit of third. Because I was matching 2 and 3 in my mind. But yes, if Paul Rudd's in the third season, yes. I've seen a portion of the third season. And it starts well. Starts strong season 3.
Yeah, you think it dips?
I think it dips again.
Yeah,
I think
it's
hard to
see.
Hard to keep that magic alive. But it's a good series. It won some awards. It is interesting. I agree. The trio is very unusual, and that's what makes it really fun.
And then you get these random guest stars like Sting popping up, and who else came in the last one? Oh, I can't remember now. That's it. Amy Schumer, who takes over Sting's apartment.
Yeah. I think that whoever there's like a murderer podcast in season 2. There's like a rival.
Oh yes, yeah, Tina Fey, who's really good.
Yeah, and I think there's also an artist lady who's
Clara
Delevingne.
Delevingne, yeah.
Delevingne, yes.
Yeah,
so there's a few. There are some pop-up guests. It's a really good show. Good seasons. I think it does dip. Yeah,
but as I was saying, going back to that silent episode. The episode basically where I didn't realise until about probably a third of the way in that no one had actually spoken. And it was really clever because of that. Because it opens with, I think, Selena Gomez and Martin Short's characters, they're sneaking around. They've broken into somebody's apartment. And so they're only messaging each other or using hand signals. So first of all, you're thinking, oh, well, that's just to be expected in this story.
In this scenario,
this scenario. And then you realise because one of the characters, one of the peripheral characters is deaf.
It was because they're deaf. I wasn't sure if it was that.
Because he was deaf.
Their perspective,
and then you had a whole scene with him and his dad signing at each other.
Yes.
And getting very angry and heated and stuff like that. And again, you're not thinking, oh, this is being silent. It's just because the character's deaf and he's not, no one's speaking. And then you get on to a next scene and then you that was at that point you just click, oh right, they're doing this whole thing silent, and it was there was background noises and music. And
there's the ambience kind of stuff. The point,
but no one speak for the whole thing. It was all done through text messages or sign language, and I think it was just the subtlety in it for me that how they put that in that really made it work for me, and I thought it was very clever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do. I think I remember something. I remember the deaf kid. I remember that whole being a thing, and they did have an argument, and it was like it was a deaf child, isn't it? And his father, because
father,
he's their butcher company or something.
Oh, it's a Greek food.
Greek food. That's it. Yes. Yeah. No,
and he's fantastic. And Nathan Lane, that actor. He was fantastic at it because he had that kind of a lot of his roles I've seen him in the past have all been comedic
and quite
fun.
campy.
And this he could turn on this dark part of his character.
Yeah, it felt like he was campy, but then could be very serious, and that was kind of the joy of the character. Yeah. Very quickly that turned. Yeah, it felt like the same guy still weirdly. Oh no, I agree. They had good characters. I think the whole idea of the apartment block was quite nice. You see their different lives and their different houses. I remember that being interesting because they all have very different houses and how they kind of live. Yeah,
and that environment. I think that's the one thing I'm worried about going on because it's on season 5's.
Oh, really? I dropped out of 3. So
are you going to be locked into those? Is that going to be too limiting?
How... to be honest, it's what makes it magical though. It's in the building. It's only murders in the building. It's about the building. And there's a lot of. I think the early seasons about saving the building in some capacity as well.
I mean, definitely. I mean, that's obviously they're sets, but the actual building is real. Yeah, and it's fascinating how big that is, and I wonder how many people actually live in that building. And it's that thing. If I ever go to New York again, I will be tracking that building.
And having a look at it.
Having a look at it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure a lot of people do that now. Actually,
I imagine it's a pilgrimage for fans. So that's been probably the whole of January. We've been watching that, and we're just taking a bit of a break. We've gone into pottery, and what's the other thing we watched the other night? Oh, Patience. I don't know if you've come across that one.
No.
It's like The Good Doctor, but you swap out the word doctor and put in the word detective's assistant.
Oh, okay.
So
I think you were talking about this the other day.
Yeah. So she's... Anyway, that was one of my topics.
Criminal Records Office.
Yes.
An autistic woman in the York Criminal. The Good Doctor.
It's very, very much like that. Yeah. And enjoying that in itself. But it's another... I know they're a detective. At least in this, they're a detective. But it's that same thing. This is York. But every time the murder's in York somewhere, and it's I know it's gonna, even though there's got the different thing of her overcoming
her difficulties,
difficulties and stuff like that, it's still at the end of the day going to be a detective team, one of which has got particular insights into things. And
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's got a danger of being very repetitive very quickly.
I get that. Sometimes that's fine though. Sometimes
you want, it's like a comfort food, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
What else? I've seen a few films over Christmas. I won't go into the Christmas films. There was quite a lot of those.
Too far
from that to make it thing. But some of the things I got round to watching. One was the Transformers 1, the animated film.
Oh, the animated film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was. Came out 2024. It's got Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron. So it's not the usual voice actors doing it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it's got a really nice animated style. I really enjoyed that part of it. Nice voice acting, and there's some good action scenes in it as well. It's really cool, and the way it represents Cybertron is quite cool. I like the designs of it, the architecture side.
Okay.
The thing that I would say is its story's a bit generic.
It looks quite child. Just from having a quick Google of it, it looks aimed at kids. I'll be real.
I mean, it was a children's cartoon originally.
Yeah, but I'd say the Transformers movies, the live action ones.
Yeah, because Michael Bay got hold of it and made it.
But I think the first one. I think the first one was pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I rate the first one. I think I lost interest after the third film.
I think it was all trilogy kind of. You get a trilogy, and then anything past that's some other kind of thing.
I think the second and third. I think the quality threshold went.
Yeah, I think they really spent some time with the CGI on those films.
But that's the most bizarre thing to me is in terms of CG, it's immaculate. Even the rubbish ones, the transforming, the character designs, everything like that is really spot on. The interaction with real world environments is incredible. Isn't there a fight in the second one where they're fighting through a kind of wooded area and Optimus Prime has got his sword out and trees are falling down and
I think so.
Stuff like that. It's quite spectacular.
There's some other ones like a giant worm that's like tearing through like a city. It's like everything's going off. Yeah. But you're right. It looks crisp.
But then you've got the story, and you've got Shia LaBeouf screeching through the whole thing, and really bizarre choices of some of the robots. Like the giant combinatron. What they call
I know the one.
Combiners, which has two giant balls, and I know there's some humour in it, but at the same time there's also some really. I think Shia LaBeouf, even before he went mental, which he did, didn't he?
He went a bit odd.
Yeah, he made some weird acting choices, and I don't even know to this day if that is part of what was being pushed on him to do, or is that
that was the style he just rolled with it.
Yeah. I always found his character quite weird.
I thought he was kind of normal, but like I didn't think it was like. I think he did make some weird choices, but I thought it was the quirkiness of the character. But like I don't think it was crazy,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
No, I think it might have been more of the stuff in the second one when or is it the third one, where he goes to college, university, and it's the second one. I think his parents come and visit him, and it's just too much slapstick comedy that isn't funny. It's not, some of it affects the plot, if you ask me. But anyway, back to this. This I think tonally was good across the board.
Okay.
I liked Optimus Prime and Megatron's, buddy kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the story is very, very generic. You've seen this story 100 times before. You've got a ruler of a kingdom and a situation, and something's happening that's not very good. That's meaning they're having to fight against something or do something that's against the greater population's feeling of it being positive. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out that the ruler is actually a bad guy.
Oh my gosh!
And they're not defeating the pretend the real bad guys. They're working alongside them to subjugate the
people,
the Transformer people. Mm. Yeah, and of course our heroes are good friends, and they come across this conspiracy, and it gets to that point where they have to convince the wider population of what's happening, and of course there's lots of things blocking their way, and people don't believe them.
Underdogs and very against.
Yeah, it's so generic in that sense, that it was just like, I know this story, I know this journey, and especially animated films tend to have something like this. Even I one of the films I'm going to be talking about later is Zootropolis. Yeah. And again, it's two people together having to do something when no one else believes them, and then the person that everybody thinks is the good guy is actually the bad guy, and they're the only one that believed the perceived villain.
You're not a fan of that style of. I sometimes like it, but like I agree it can be overdone. But like.
I think it worked in this because it was a well-made film. It was nice, and it had a good thing.
Had some heart to it.
Yeah, it had some heart to it. And I was expecting it to end with the heroes, the two heroes, but still being friends after having gone through some struggles. But it fully ended with them just going their separate ways and becoming arch enemies. So, sorry.
Spoilers if you didn't know the story of Transformers.
One. But yeah, it's a good...
Even just generic Transformers.
There's some great voice acting as well. They brought in Steve Buscemi for Starscream. The jet.
Jet guy,
yeah. Really well done. Okay. So that was Transformers. Then there was Zootropolis 2. I took the kids to the cinema to see this. Yeah. We all had a lovely time.
Was it actually?
Yeah, we were big fans of
the first one.
Yeah, big fans of the first one. Really enjoyed it. Again, what I was talking about, the whole point was there's a bit of a generic story. You know where it's going.
Is it not the set of the underdog? Because that's the first film. The first one was like, oh, there's this conspiracy. There's more detective things like, oh, but it turns out to be the good guy who's the bad guy. And like the least like conspicuous is actually the bad person. Plot twist.
Yeah, but the plot twist this time is that there's a snake in Zootropolis, and there's not been a snake for an unspecified period of time. And reptiles aren't wanted around there. And it turns out there was some sort of reptile holocaust, not holocaust, in death. They were taken away. They were made to leave Zootropolis,
displaced.
Which then asks the whole question of, well, if Zootropolis is just a city, what is the world like? And it's never really gone into... There's a couple of things about it.
Does it go like, there's a bigger world, but we're not going to explain it?
Well, no, but it doesn't even reference it. There's no... It's like where the snake's gone. They're just not in Zootropolis. There's no reference to... But it turns out to be a land grab by some sort of... What was it? Wolverine or something. I can't remember what they were. Wolves. Might have been wolves. Okay. But there's been a property land grab, like there are some sort of barons of business barons and stuff like that. And they basically want to turn more of it into an icy, snowy land because that's the land that they live in.
Yeah.
The Zootropolis is split into
it's split into all the different zones.
So one of the things they made happen was to make the snakes look like bad guys, so they could ostracize the snake community and the reptile community. Again, a little bit of Holocaust.
Very poignant points, I think, in weird ways.
Yeah. And, okay.
I've noticed this actually in recent. I've noticed a lot of parallels with real life ideas in Disney movies more recently. I'm thinking of things like Elemental. As you're talking, Elemental, which is very similar in so many regards. A big city. Yeah. Lots of different variety of populations. And that one's more about like racism in a big city, and like how the water people, aka the white guy, is like doesn't notice all the racism towards the fire people, aka people from a different land.
I've seen the trailers. I haven't seen it.
Have you not seen it?
It's
strong. It's
from the trailer. I got that vibe.
So strongly that vibe of like the fire people are not from the city and they're like ostracized. And how they have to like try and integrate with the people of the big city overall and like the traditions they bring and how they have to adapt. All this jazz is like, it's so on the nose. Yeah. It's so on the nose.
I don't know what Zootropolis is trying to be. There is an element of racism there. There is this thing of, well, we don't like snakes and reptiles and blah, blah, blah. But it also points to a wider problem with the Zootropolis world.
Okay.
So you've got, alongside it being a detective story, there's an element of it being like a romantic cop buddy thing, because you've got the buddy relationship between Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. And if it was another film with characters of the same background, you'd be automatically going, they're going to kiss at the end. Because of the vibe, the kind of the journey. The
whole point of the first one, they were kind of almost flirty.
Yeah, and again, if it was a human film with just humans in it doing some, following a similar story points, that would be the case. But there's an unmentioned thing in this society, which is there interspecies relationships. And I think the way even people act about them, side characters, subtly act about them, it's almost that kind of things of, you guys are so close, you're gonna, we know this, you don't know it, that you love each other kind of thing. Any other film, that would have been the case. But it's almost like the creators are trying to avoid that subject, because opens a bag of weirdness that
I think on the internet as well, classic internet, I think they're shipped together a lot in kind of those kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Disney may be like, let's just like not.
Yeah, we're not going there at all. But by not doing that, they haven't dealt with it. They haven't gone.
They're definitely friends.
They're definitely just friends.
Romance.
And in the world, the greater world, there is no hint of that between any other animal. But then there's this weird situation. I've remembered it now. They're trying to catch somebody smuggling something into the country.
Yeah.
And they're investigating it. And they go on a what's it called?
The covert mission.
Mission, right?
Yeah.
And they go in with a pretend baby.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You've got the rabbit and the fox pretending to be the parents of something. I think they get one of the other peripheral characters in the buggy, and it's like, oh, that's it. He had a sidekick, didn't he, in the first film?
He is like
that guy
a kid.
dressed up as a baby. Yeah. And it's that whole thing of the security guard isn't questioning what you two have got a child together. What
they could have adopted Mark. You blindsided.
But do you get what I'm saying here?
I know what you mean.
It's never addressed. You want to use their ability to pretend to be a couple to have a baby to get into I
think, honestly, Mark, I think you've thought about this far more than any of the producers or any of the...
No, you say that, but I think sometimes... more thinking has gone around.
Do you think they've gone too far
around and trying to maneuver around this particular topic, that it's made it weirder in my mind.
I bet someone wrote the plot point down, the idea of like, they'll pretend to have a baby, and it got all the way to like the animation stage, and they're like, have we thought about that? Have we thought about them having a baby? What does that look like? And then someone's like, oh no, like.
But that doesn't. But it's fine. It's a funny scene. It's funny to move on.
I think you are meant to be fun, Mark. I don't think you're meant to sit there and rage about the legitimacy. Did your kids have any of these qualms?
No,
of course they didn't.
No, because they're kids and they're just taking it as it is. But I'm sat
just enjoy something for fuck's sake, Mark.
With these thoughts going through my head and trying to work out, is it intentional? Is it, or it, But that's with any film I've watched. When I watch any film and there's a weird thing, a thing that doesn't quite fit. Or why did the cinema people...
It's the cinema people.
Excellent
word.
And I always... why did they make that choice? Why that doesn't fit with the character or the story or it doesn't match up with something that happens later on in the film. Whatever it is, I'm always want to know what happened. And probably 9 times out of 10, the fact is these are big things. It millions of pounds, dollars,
and like 5,000 people. Yeah.
And so many people organising it. And you've got a director and you've got a head writer or whatever, but you've got so many moving parts that no one's going the through route from A to D. There's no C and B. There's a F. What? And no one's noticing that detail or picking up on it. And it's interesting that there isn't somebody at the end going, I'm going to watch this. I've never seen this film, but I'm going to watch it for you. I'm a professional watcher.
They almost certainly do, but like at that point, it's too late. Arguably.
Yeah.
They're not going to spend another $6 million to redo, unless it's Sonic the Hedgehog, where they did redo the whole fucking Sonic.
I mean, that was terrifying.
It was terrible.
But there are loads of other films that'll have a reshoot because they've gone to test one. I think
they did that. I think they did that with the latest Shrek. I think the new Shrek, a lot of people online were like, let me guess the story. Yeah. And they did that, and then they went, we're going to delay the release of this film for a few years.
Wow.
Because I think if you can do that, I think if people go, let me guess the story, and they do this, and you've lost it, right?
Yeah.
And
but at the same time, if you let a mass audience make a decision as well.
But I mean,
is that the right thing?
No, because actually I'm going to call you out on this.
Oh? Okay.
Well, it'll come to one of the things I watched, actually. I'm going to jump on in here. I watched all of Stranger Things.
All of Stranger Things?
Season 5. I finished it. And let me tell you, what a terrible ending. Well, actually, I think the very, very end was...
You have to be careful on spoilers here.
Yeah, the very, very end.
I haven't...
That's fine. There's like two endings. There's like the dramatic action ending, and then the like 3 months later ending, right?
Yes.
The dramatic final ending was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit, honestly. And they make some real stupid decisions. So I'm like, whatever. And they had to shoehorn some things in to make it even work. So I was like, whatever. You have the 6 months later.
Happy Ever After ending.
Cut that vibe.
Yeah.
Aces. I think that was done really well.
Oh.
I think that was done good.
Do you think they spent more time on that, do you think?
I think, no. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's good. There was like one scene where they were going, I believe. That bit could have gone. That was unnecessary in my mind. Could have got rid of that. But what happened is, lots of people online went, this couldn't possibly be the end. It's such a shit ending. And they went around looking at all the different scenes, trying to figure out like, oh, this doesn't line up with this. Oh, and this person's acting like this, so this means this. There must be another secret episode coming. And could you imagine being the producers and reading the online things, being like, this is so shit, there must be another ending, because it can't possibly end like this. Who are the brothers? Like brothers?
Zucker Brothers? No, that's Duffer.
Duffer Brothers.
Zucker Brothers are the airplane guys.
Okay, I don't know what that means. But yeah, but like, could you imagine? Oh, the airplane. Okay, I think you mean like a literal airplane, not the film airplane.
No, the film airplane. Okay. Yes.
I think you mean like sort of like Boeing.
yeah, they're the guys behind
Boeing.
Fuck.
But yeah, it's and like people like this like they were putting online. This is how the story's going to go, right? This is. And could you imagine being those guys?
I got to admit, my eldest daughter was massively hyped up by the whole thing. Yeah. And she was the one telling me, oh, I've heard this, that, and the other. I don't think it's going to happen, though. She was smart enough to realise.
I think online there was, because they were going to release a documentary. There was like a whole thing. There's going to be a documentary.
And it tied in with that happening.
And people were like, oh, it's not actually going to be a documentary. It's going to be the final episode, the actual episode. And everyone online got super hyped for it. And like, but everyone had this like, that exact thing. It's like, oh, it could be. It won't be. But it could be.
The fact that even the smidge that it could be, that would be great. Yeah. And
it was another one. To sum it up, it was another one of my motto, right? Which was, it was the bare minimum for the amount of money they spent.
Yeah.
There's a few series I've had at the moment where they're like, they'll have the headline, 600 million spent on this season. I'm like, that is the worst it could be for that amount of money. Yeah. Like,
the fact is, you don't always get the money's worth. It doesn't. Money doesn't equate to quality. You've got all kinds of films in the past where they've had no money, they've made a wonderful thing. It looks a bit cack-handed, or it looks brilliant.
One of the ultimates of that is Hoodwinked.
Yes,
one of my childhood favourites.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen? Well, that is going to be your.
Heard of it.
Well, that'll be a homework. It was one of my childhood films I had on DVD.
Yeah,
it is crap. Like, in terms of visuals, it's clearly done by one dude, right? It's clearly done by one dude in like an afternoon. It almost feels like. But the story and the acting and the characters are phenomenal. Whoever's thought about it put a lot of effort into it and a lot of passion in the idea, and they come up with a really clever idea, and it's a great film. Yeah. But it looks terrible. But it's like, it's not terrible enough to like Like, clearly they decided on a style, and they were like, "This will do.
This will do. Yeah.
This will be enough to it won't be unappealing to look at."
It's the barest minimum we can get into a cinema.
Yeah, it really feels like that. But it's a phenomenal film, and he made it on like a shoestring budget, and it made loads of money. So like, win, right?
Yeah.
It just proves you don't need you know, the headline figure of this many millions of pounds, and you have a list as long as the fucking world of people who worked on it. Doesn't mean shit.
I don't know who it's impressing.
I think it's just
it's like they're trying to say, look, we spent this much money, it must be good.
Yeah, I think that's what they are saying.
Everything into it, it's going to be great.
I think we keep going to these fucking hate the executives. Yeah. I imagine they look at it and go, we spent this much money. That's very impressive and must mean something.
Yeah, it will equate to... But why... I understand how this could happen, right? Through the history books. Early days, one plucky executive assistant, executive producer is going, if we spend more money, we will make a great film. It'll be greater than anything else. If we put more energy and money into it, it's going to be a great film. And then that film comes out and it tanks. Or it doesn't sell. And whatever, regardless of the reason for it being a good film or a bad stuff, why is it the next executive that comes along goes, I know what we'll do. We'll just have to put more money into it. And
I think it's the other way around. I think it's completely different. I think what happened is it's the other way around. They did say if we put a little bit more money in, right, and put that extra million in, but it was like for a good thing. They were like, we can buy this bit of set or something. We can make this special effect happen, and it'll make all the difference to the film, right?
Yeah.
He went, we'll spend that extra couple million, and then they did, and it was great, right? And it did work. So the next guy's like, well, if we just keep putting more money in, it'll make it even more a film, and therefore better. And I think that's kind of happened a bit too much. But then we've also very recently, and we must see these films, Mark. We must see them, otherwise we aren't proper critiques.
Melania.
Melania. No. Yeah, Melania.
No way.
We've got to go see Melania. 70 million. 7 million is all it's made. Then you have, on the other hand...
How does a documentary cost 70 million?
It's probably gone to Melania. She probably paid herself
£96
million.
It's the biggest tax evasion thing ever.
Probably.
Yeah.
But then the other side. Do you know the other film I might...
No, I don't. Tell me.
Oh, really?
No.
Iron Lung.
Oh, yes. I have heard of this. I saw the trailer.
Yes.
I felt grubby coming away from it.
Oh, really? It's made by the YouTube... who's the YouTube? JonTron? I forget. I don't know. I don't know the YouTube. I don't watch him.
It's
just
mostly
him
a one man, one set.
But he's already made like double what he put in, and apparently it's really good. So like, I think we should. I think in the spirit of editorial greatness, we should watch these two
double
films.
Bill.
Okay, you watch Melania.
No, we'll see both in one sitting.
We'll sit down.
This will be the Oppenheimer.
No,
not
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer. Iron Melania.
The Iron Melania. We'll do this. This would be great.
Jeez.
No, but like, it's a great example of paying more money.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
I saw a trailer for it. It's a horror film, I think.
Yeah, it is a horror film. Psychological more than...
There's another film I saw a trailer to, and I will send it to you. It was just on Instagram. Instagram's actually doing work giving me good trailers. It was another indie film.
Was it He-Man?
No. Oh. I've forgotten what it was called. I don't remember what it was called, but it's essentially... It might even been a one-person film. But it's a guy... He figures out how to go back in time.
Yeah.
So, and it's like from the year 2050. And he goes to the year 2012, I think. But no one's there. But he knows he's back in time, but like there's no one's in like anywhere. And like that's all the trailer is. It just explains that. And I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And it's got the sound, you know, like they sometimes put creepy sounds into films to make them feel creepy. Exactly that. They had, you know, when you put your cell phone next to a speaker and you get the beep, 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 beep. Yeah. They had that over everything, and that really, you'd be surprised how eerie that is actually.
I can get that.
It was a really good trailer. I will send it to you I'll find out what the film's called, and I'll put it out on the social media. Because it looked, it just, you know, when you get hooked, you're like, and it's got this kind of eerie, inquisitive, you're like, ooh, why is that?
Yeah.
And you pray that the reveal is just like, rather than like, oh, okay.
They were all dead all along.
Or like something like that. I really have hope for it. It looked great. Anyway, well,
I've got one more film, and
Okay,
it
go for
ties
it.
in a little bit, going back a few subject matters about this whole idea of. I think you were talking with Stranger Things about the action ending being a little bit like, they've done the barest minimum.
Yeah.
I think films have a problem at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they don't know how to land it without having a generic action scene.
Okay.
And a bit too much almost. And it's almost like they know they have to have a big fight and they need to have machines and vehicles or people fighting and having some sort of thing to resolve whatever the thing is. And I think they've got to the point where it's like they've almost got to repeat what's gone on before. And that brings me through to my review of Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it. I have heard from our good listener Connor that it was fine.
Yes. Visually, oh my god.
Was it
as
really
always,
that good?
Avatar films, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I was pretty like, with The Way of Water, whatever it was, I was like...
Did you see it in 3D?
No, I just saw it at cinema. I saw it at cinema, though.
Yeah, but it's the only 3D I've ever seen that I've actually been amazed by.
Yeah.
You know, normally when I'm watching there was that glut of them over the Avengers movie. Every other film was 3D.
Well, I think the first Avatar was one of the first.
Yeah.
The first Avatar was one of the few first ones to do it.
It brought it back into popular...
Because we had the polarized rather than the red.
Yeah.
Remember the red blue?
Yes,
I've been to cinema to see a red blue film.
Was it a Spy Kids movie?
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! And they have the bit in the middle, it's like, put your glasses on now. What a dream! It's so good. Oh, Mark, it was so good.
Do you know what? I've got a really silly story. I went to see it, and I didn't get given any 3D glasses, so I watched the whole 3D bit without any glasses.
That's really hard to watch because it's like actually quite a hard thing to look at.
It's grim. I don't know why. I think because it was a children's film and I was still in my 20s. I just didn't want to make a fuss.
Didn't want to make people noticed or whatever.
But going back to Avatar, as a series, I think there's such wonderful design. Not just of.
Is it world design?
World design.
I'm always there for world
it's
design.
So
I love
beautiful.
world design.
I love. Way of Water. I really enjoyed the underwater stuff that they built.
I don't know. I couldn't get behind it. I think it could have been bigger. I think it felt like we were on one little coral for a little bit. What it felt like they spent the time doing really is making great water animation.
Yeah,
or like great water effects. And cool. It looked nice, but they didn't then go, how can we make this incredible? How can we make giant waves crash? It didn't feel like any of that, It didn't feel like, these deep reefs that go down like oblivion.
Yeah.
None of that. It didn't feel like there wasn't anything magical. It felt like I could have gone to, without the aliens, I could have gone to that place in my life and I could have been there. Yeah, but whereas the first Avatar, everything was like, this is on a different planet.
Yeah. You feel like it was too close to reality.
Yeah, it felt like there's somewhere I could probably go in Southeast Asia that looked exactly the same.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but for me, it was sometimes there were moments when you were looking at a hand, blue hand touching a human hand. That I can't remember what it was called. The boy that was human boy hanging out with them.
Oh yeah, I know the guy. Yeah. I've forgotten the kid's name.
Tiger. Wolf boy,
yeah,
I don't know, but there were moments. Spider, well remembered.
Yes, I remember that. And Jess definitely didn't sign that from behind your back.
Oh, just to make that clear for the listener, Drew cheated. I mean, might as well.
I cheated
on the internet.
I did also on the internet right in front of me.
Jess, who's far more knowledgeable than both of us here.
Probably so true.
It's so true.
It's Spider.
But there's moments where this real actor is interacting with blue people and people are touching him and there's water and there's all kinds of different things going on and your brain can only just assume it's real.
But
because it cannot, the level of computer generated imagery is chef's kiss.
I'll agree. But I'll also say, one of my other films is we rewatched over Christmas. We watched all three because there's no other Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Yes, it does end after the third one. Yeah,
there's nothing else.
I mean,
They thought about making one, but they all, we know, said that'd be a silly idea and stopped.
I only got to the fourth one. I never watched the fifth one.
I think I watched the fourth one as well.
Yeah, and it's just a turd.
It's like the final season of Scrubs doesn't exist. Yeah. It just doesn't exist.
I never even bothered watching it.
It's not worth.
The second Zach Braff, is it? Yeah, Zach Braff, isn't it? I was like, no, he's left. I'm out.
Yeah. So, but watched all the Pirates of the Caribbean, and they hold up so well. And like, it's all, there's even from day one with the skeletons, it all feels pretty real to me. Yeah, I didn't feel like that was ages ago, those films.
Well, it's what's his face, Tentacle Beard.
Yeah.
That is just beautiful.
It's really well
just
done.
the way they move and do things, and at no point are you looking, oh, that doesn't look right.
No, there's no point. It looks weird, and actually, yeah. No,
but it's interesting that it feels like computer graphics have gone downhill.
I think they just they're cheaper now. I think is what happened. People are
cheaper. They're not trying to aim for
those great.
That's why Avatar does work. It for me as a franchise it's obvious it's a love
for the design.
Yeah, James Cameron is all about it, and he wants it to be the best it can be, and it comes across on film. What he's doing, though, just to go back to the original point, is, without trying to give too much away for you, is he's lost the plot.
Okay.
Because it's just...
Does the plot go all over the place? Is it really not...
No. If it went all over the place, I'd be happy that something was trying. It's a lot of rehash, especially of the second film, of Way of Water. It's a lot of repeated scenarios.
Okay.
In that second film, one of the children gets kidnapped by the bad guys. They have to go in and rescue them. That happens a couple of times in Way of Water. With this, it feels like it's every other scene.
I get that.
It's just, oh god, the kids have got kidnapped, or they're being chased by the bad guys. We've got to go and rescue them, and it's just again and again and again. And the final battle, going on to the parallels to Stranger Things and stuff like that, it feels like a massive rehash of the last film.
Yeah. Well, so I guess it's just the formula, isn't it? It's just conundrum. Oh, it's all going to build up to one big fight at the end. Conclusion.
Or with them, it's like, oh, the good guys look like they're winning. Oh no, the bad guys have got an advantage and they're going to win. Oh, it's okay. A new power has been released that they didn't have before.
Yeah,
they
pull out the bag and
and it's just like, it's not. It doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel like it's the characters learning to do something better, or
striving for better,
having a better strategy or whatever, or coming up with a great idea. It's just like the mystical power energy. Okay. Yay! Well, anyway, I've got off my plate the main things that stuck out over the last couple of months.
Okay, I'll go through mine. I've got a whirlwind of things.
Whirlwind.
Yeah, it goes all over the place. So we'll start from the top. So things I've watched. So as we've gone through Stranger Things, I put Millie Bobby Brown for she can't act. She just can't.
Yeah,
act.
I think you mentioned.
I've said this before, but she really just can't act.
Yeah,
and and it's clear for everyone, including herself, didn't want to be in this. Like she just didn't. Everyone else is phenomenal at acting. Yeah. She is just crap, and like at every stage, she's just crap, and she doesn't want. She clearly doesn't want to be there. She clearly doesn't want to be doing it. They don't want her doing it. So it's just like.
That's a problem when you've got a series that has taken forever to happen, and then you're starting it with young actors. I mean, I always thought it was amazing how well Harry Potter series went with the main three leads.
But I think they kept good because in some ways they kept like not humble, but like not LA-ified. I guess you'd say.
You think if it was an American production. Done in the States with...
Well, here's what happened. I think Millie Bobby Brown, she's like 22 and she's married and owns a ranch and has an adopted child and has like already has like Botox and facelifts and like 22. Yeah. It's like, what? But like, look at Harry Potter and like, I think it was a different era. I think they just, after it was over, they like went cool. And oh gosh, I can't remember it. Emma Watson went on to do a degree, I think. Yeah. Rupert Grint just kind of fell off the face of the earth, but I think he's fine.
still doing. He turns up every so often in something.
Yeah, I think he does things, but he's not trying to be.
He's not trying to be the big. I mean, maybe the difference is. Part of the difference could be that they've made a ton of money.
Millie Bobby Brown has probably made a ton of money. She probably has.
Yeah, probably.
She also has Electric State and that other weird film that she was like Damsel or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I maybe it's being British and having that kind of.
She is British, I'm pretty sure.
Millie Bobby Brown.
I think so.
That's because she did that.
Maybe.
What's it called?
Let me Google. And Manola Holmes.
That's the one. Have you seen that?
Is Millie Bobby Brown English? Yes, Millie Bobby Brown is British. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
We have a few other shows. A few other good shows. We have Seven Dials.
Oh, I have seen that advertised on the Netflix.
I would describe this as like the Thursday Murder Club, where it's a Netflix. It's not throwaway. Oh, it's kind of throwaway. It's a sort of well produced. Everything's super clean. Everything's incredibly sterile in terms of visuals. It's an alright story.
It's Agatha Christie, isn't it?
It's Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
It's a good story. I think it's nice. I think it's fine. And I'd recommend you to watch it if you had a Saturday afternoon. Yeah. We don't have anything to do. It's good.
It is on my imaginary list.
What I will say is the last scene, the very last scene, I verbatim predicted every word that everyone said. There's a table. They all sit around a table. And verbatim, every word that was said at that last meeting, I said every single one as it was said. Yeah,
a certain level of film, there is a kind of generic kind of... It's almost like script tropes. If you know what one character is going to say next because one character said something.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off my top of my head now.
I know what you mean. It's that back and forth. There's like a rapport thing that's like so obvious where it's going.
Yeah.
But like it was kind of like that. But it was the whole show is good. I think there's some stuff in it. Yeah, it's fun.
Is it a period piece?
Yeah, it's a period drama.
Okay.
And it's quite fun. Another thing, there's two things I watched. So I rewatched The Residents. Now that is another Netflix one, which I think is meant to be in the same ilk of like throwaway, quite sterile. It's
The White House.
The White House.
You see, that had a little bit of style to it.
No, I've gone back to it. It's really cozy for me. There's something about it is super cozy, and I can't put my finger on why. I think there's something about the formality of the workplace. She birds. Everything feels like, even if it's a murder in the White House, everyone feels like really cozy and lovely. It's a lovely little building.
You were saying about that whole kind of the Netflix sheen of something.
Yes, the Netflix sheen.
I think it worked really well.
Term. Yeah.
But it worked in a kind of, what's his name? Wes Anderson.
Oh. It's kind of, it's got a bit of that. There's a great bit, like, there's...
But it's its own world. It's not real world. It's
very quirky. No, you're right. It does have some of the quirkiness of Wes Anderson, and my boy, I like it. Because there's like the guy who does all the labels for all the seating. Yes. He's having an off day, but it's never explained why he's having an off day. He's just shit at writing all the time. And there's like the thing of like...
terrible.
There's like the third man, like the guy who wasn't invited, and then was like, he's an assassin. It's like, it actually turns out he's just like a fucking ear doctor who got carried away with the Australian embassy. And it's like everyone like losing their mind over this guy.
Yeah. And then you had that quirky thing of Kylie Minogue being there and
Hugh Jackman, but you never see Hugh
Jackman. But it's just those little quirks that made it a little bit more than that, raised it up a little bit.
And the birding stuff as well. There's a bit of the birding stuff. One thing that does irk me in it, but really irks me. It doesn't really irk me. It's just one of these things I picked up. And I'm like, wow, they overused that. Is like at every turn, one of the White House staff members goes, the thing you have to know about the White House is... Yeah. And they explain some rule about the White House. But they all start with, the thing you have to know about the White House. And, like, that really hurt me. Because they always say it. And I'm like, surely you have to have a better opener every now and again. And, like, they're normally just describing some weird trope about the White House. Yeah. That, like, people don't listen. Or, like, you must always present yourself in a certain way. Or, you know, you never drink on... You know, all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
But, like, I like how it's filmed. I like... Yeah. As you go through, you feel more and more sorry for the guy who was murdered. Where at first you're like, whatever. Yeah. And it gets really good telling of his story. And actually, it's so weird because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I forget he's the guy from Breaking Bad. I forget who the actor is. Yeah. But
Gino Caravese. Oh, no,
you're better at these things. But like in my mind, for some reason, I'm like, well, he didn't have too much acting. He died. But like, he did loads of acting because he did all these like previous scenes. But like in my mind, I'm like, he didn't have to do any acting because that wasn't him.
Because he got murdered straight away.
He got murdered straight away. But like, of course, he was actually a main. All these
kind of murder things. If there is a flashback to try and get to that, they're actually a major part of the cast.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like he's a major. He feels like an object. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
But I went back and I rewatched it, and it's really cozy actually, and I think it does hold up, and I think it's something I will go back to every now and again to just. It's my. I agree. It's probably got that Netflix sheen mixed in with some Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And apparently that does it for me.
Yeah.
So. I approve that again.
And if you should go back through Wes Anderson's back catalogue.
I did. I went to watch Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I think that was a long time ago now. Actually, it might have been November. Phenomenal film, and I watched some stuff breaking down why it's a great film, and it's really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it. There's something quite weird about it, and there's a scene with a waterfall. So there's like Mr. and Mrs. Fox.
Yeah,
and there's a waterfall. And I was thinking how hard that must have been to animate because the waterfall is moving down as they're talking. And like all this light is like, like at the time, you're probably just like, whatever, it's just talking.
It's a scene.
But like, because it's all stop motion, they'd have had to have had like some kind of cascade where they perfectly put this water like dazzling on their face, and they would have had to figure out how that looks in a stop motion scene. Because it's not just like linear, it's like quite twinkly. So I was so impressed by that because they clearly had some thought to that, and I think it's a great example of really deep characters. I think Mr. Fox is a super grey character. Like he's not really a good guy, even though he presents himself as. He's actually quite a bad person, but he looks like a good guy.
Yeah.
And because of that, everyone kind of thinks he's a good guy, but he's just clearly not a good guy. But yeah, we'll go into Wes Anderson at some point because it's so quirky, and I really enjoyed his. He did like a Asteroid City, and I watched that, and that was a really good film. Super quirky.
Yeah, very quirky. I found that probably one of the more quirky ones that
it worked for me.
I really not to go. I really like Grand
Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
film.
the entryway into the whole kind of weird world.
Yeah,
I think I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's the Netflix. He like shadow dropped like 3.
I know. I keep meaning to go back to that.
They're like 10 minutes long. The one with Benedict Cumberbatch is the best one by far. And then I think it's the Ratcatcher, which has Richard Ayoade and the guy who plays Legolas. I think, or the guy who looks exactly like Legolas. I always get these two. There's two people who look exactly like Legolas, and I keep getting them mixed up.
Bloom.
It's not Orlando Bloom, it's the other guy.
It's the other one. So it's not Legolas then.
Yeah. But he says them, it's really good. It's so worth watching because they break character. The sets, the people who move sets just move the sets around. And it feels so... It's really good. They're so worth watching. We're getting off track.
Yes.
So, 2 more things. I watched a film, The Holdovers.
I've seen it. Paul Giamatti.
Sad names.
Face. The main actor in it, the old guy.
Got eyes that are kind of a bit skew. Yeah. I think I don't know when it came out. It looks like it came out in the 1970s. I think that's by design.
That's the design. It's a new film. It would have probably come out early last year.
Even how it like intros.
Yeah.
Is like all. It's
all retro.
Retro. They got like the retro branding for whoever did the film. It's a really good film.
Yeah.
It's a really wholesome film. I think I have watched Dead Poets Society, but like way back when. So I have like just ideas of it rather than actually having seen it.
I'm very much the same on that.
I think it's got some of the same aspects. It's definitely, though, it's different in like it's essentially a teacher who's works the school his life, and they're kind of like old guy who all they ever know is their one thing that they do as a profession. They have nothing else. And then there's like some kids who are like hard on their luck and seem like dickheads. Yeah. And like it eventually boils down to just him and one of the students. And it's them finding out about like each other. It's just finding out about each other's life, why they're like that. What's, and actually, as you of course, as you dig deeper, these characters are more complex, why they're dickheads, essentially. And you learn so much. And I think it comes to really good conclusions. And it all feel like, in some instances, it feel like weird. I think it would feel weird, where it'd be like, oh, this feels like a teacher-student relationship almost. And it's like, ooh. But it's just then, it's so platonic that it doesn't actually feel weird. Yeah. I think it's our just weird minds thinking it would be weird. But then there's some orbital characters, some satellite characters, who I think had done really well. There's like the cook, who is probably more of a side character, but like it was a really good story and really wholesome. And like at the end of it, no one's really the bad guy. Maybe some parents are the bad guys.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those films where like the obstacles were really themselves or the environment or the world, and they as a team get through those obstacles.
It feel good?
Yeah, it's a feel good. It's a feel good. By the end, it's a feel good film. And I think, and they do it really well, and you learn so much, and they're looking out for each other by the end. It grows, and there's a bit of Christmassy feel to it, and it's really nice in that respect. It's not a Christmas film; it just feels Christmassy. Well, because over the
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I think it's definitely worth a watch. 100% worth a watch. I think you'll come out with some ideas. You'll probably come with a more deep analysis than me, because I put buzzwords out there normally for how I describe films. Really worth watching, and you come out of it at the end kind of like,
that was good.
One that we're watching at the moment is a show on Amazon. It's called Steel. It's got the lady from Game of Thrones, Sansa Stark, or is it the other Stark? It's Sansa Stark, I think.
Stark, which is she
Ginger.
Who did she play? X-Men.
Yes,
she was Jean Grey.
Yes, same character.
And I've seen she's going to be the new Tomb Raider.
Yes. We're all interested in how those tits turn out. Are they going to be pointy? We need to give the people what they want.
They need to be pixelated.
They need to be pixelated.
They need to be
pointy,
highly pixelated.
Low polygon tits.
Oh my god.
The point is, so it's her. She's the main. She's the main. And it's about, there's like a pension fund and it gets robbed, basically, at gunpoint.
Is it a series or?
It's a series, It gets robbed at gunpoint. And it's like at every turn, there's more to it than meets the eye. But like at every turn.
Yeah, every turn.
And we're like 3 episodes in and it's like, woo. And like, what they do really well is some of the bad guys feel like pretty bad guys, actually.
Yeah.
Like they feel like really serious. And you're like, shit, these guys are real serious people. And like, but it feels very realistic.
Set in America or?
No, UK, which feels really refreshing. It's all very UK based, and it's got a lot of UK style culture. We're enjoying it. It's good. It's got a lot of mystery. It feels more like a BBC drama in some ways, which is quite nice. I like those kind of like. It feels more like mature. You know what I mean? Like for the parents.
Kids are going to bed.
I haven't finished it yet, so I'll give a full review once I've finished it. But we're enjoying it, and it's it's one of those things. It's like I'll go and watch another episode because it's. Always ends on a cliffhanger and you're like, ooh.
I've got to watch the next one. Next thing, it's 3 a.m.
Legit.
Yeah.
Okay, going on to video games. We're going to do a rapid fire tour of some of this stuff. We played over Christmas. Well, I got Jess for Christmas Eve. We bought Clair Obscura Expedition 33. Now, this is the game of the year last year. Now, let me tell you, this game is phenomenal. It is such a good game. Mainly for its storytelling. The combat system, I'm like... It's a good combat system, but I'm like, you're not playing it for the combat system. You're playing it for the story. And it's by some French developers, and it's very French, Mark. Oh, it's very French.
Ooh. Baguettes and onions, huh?
It really is. But the story itself I can't reveal anything because it's like, it would spoil too much about why the story is phenomenal. But it all starts with the idea is the world's kind of like, imploded, and it's in this kind of fantasy way, and you've just got the Eiffel Tower and the surrounding bit of Paris, and there's a paintress on this like far-flung island that they can see like a giant, and every year she counts down from 100. Well, every year for like the last 60 years or so, she's counted down from 100. She's drawn a new number, and everyone over that age, Thanos is.
Ooh.
So they're at 33 now. So everyone over 33 gets snapped.
Yeah.
And
hence Expedition 33.
Well, the idea is each year people have gone off, like people in their last year, because they know, the number's going down, so they know when they're going to die.
They've got nothing to lose.
They go off to try and like either defeat the paintress or like to figure out what the fuck's going on, because this just happened one day, basically. This just all turned up. And there's a lot of, early on, that's the whole story. You spend a lot of time in Paris early on. And a lot of the early on stories, like, people are like, should we have kids? Like, how old will my kid be? But is it worth it? Then just get to 15, is it worth that existence? All that kind of jazz. And it's like a lot of people, like, they all gather because everyone dies on the same day. And, people talk to each other about, like, oh, you're dying. That's really sucky. And like, but they've, like, accepted it quite a lot. And you got people going on the expeditions and they're, like, talking about, like, we're going on the expeditions and, like, they have all these apprentices who are like 5 because that's when you got to start apprenticing people.
Yeah, I was going to say, at what point did children stop being born?
Well, they're still being born. Even at the 33, they're still being born. And, like, that's a huge debate early on, is, like, that kind of stuff. But then you go over to and it's got all these fantastic creatures, fantastic world, fantastic characters.
So if you're a 33 and you have a child...
Mm-hmm. They're going to live to, like, 15, because it goes down both ways, right?
Yeah, both ways. And they're not going to have a parent around.
Mm. Well, these are the hard decisions that people make. Very early on, it's very existential. And... it's really good though. The story is phenomenal. There's lots of like, what? Why is that like that? And it's really good. If you ever get a PlayStation 5, do you need a PlayStation 5 or like
I'm not getting a PlayStation.
All right.
Well,
if you ever watch a playthrough,
I'd realistic about my.
If you ever watch a playthrough or someone doing like here's all the cutscenes.
Screenshots there, and it looked like you're fighting against a man in a bunny suit. Is that a thing? Maybe it was a.
Could well be. You do all sorts of things. Yeah. The whole story is phenomenal. It's really well done. Someone's put a lot of passion into it. The music is stellar. Yeah. All the environments are fantastic. The characters you meet along the way are just incredible characters. And it's just so good. It's just so good. And me and Jess, every evening over Christmas, played it till like 1 a.m.
Wow.
And but we were like, should we play a board game tonight? And we're like, no, let's just keep playing. Let's just keep playing because we want to know the next bit of the story. And we haven't finished it just yet because Jess is the one playing. She's grinding up for the final boss or whatever. Mm. So we haven't finished it quite yet. But what a story! It makes you.
I like the idea of the story, definitely.
And you just learn so much. You learn like things about the world. It's just so good. I can't say much more than that. I'd highly recommend to play if you ever like. Should I play this game? Yes, always yes. So that's video games. That's the only video game we played. In terms of board games, there's a few you've seen on my desk.
I did see.
These are some of the ones we've been playing. So I'll go from top to bottom. iCore is a game we got from friends. It's a 1v1. It's kind of like checkers, but like with advanced mode. So each checker has like a special ability almost. So you get special abilities on all the checkers. They do special things. Me and Jess play it a few times. It's a very one-to-one competitive game. I seem to have the advantage a lot of the time. So, Jess is looking very grumpy about that. Yeah, I mean, if we're showing off, I've won every time.
Stacking the deck in your favour, huh?
No, I think it is balanced, but it's just, I think I've maybe got the mind for that kind of game. It's been really fun, though. I've enjoyed that. It's a cute little game. Underneath it, we've got Sleeping Gods Primeval Peril, which is the game we were talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recognise that title from you journeying through
the jungle. It's good. I think the story's there, but I think the combat system and some of the management, it's a bit heavy for what it is. I think you're doing too much stuff on the board and managing too many things to really engage as much as I'd want to with the story. It feels like it's trying to be too much of a board game and not enough of a story game for what is a story game.
Yeah.
And I get that it's just a smaller version of what is a bigger game or a bigger game format. So maybe, that format works well on a huge
scale,
on a bigger scale. But in that, it was a good taster. We got an evening out of it and just played it on her own because you can play it solo. Get a solo game out of it. We might go back to it again because there's like 5 or 6 endings. So you can do a few more things. But I felt like when I played it, I felt like I got a lot of what I needed out of it. And so, it's good. It's good for the time. Underneath that, we have ISS Vanguard. Now this is a game, Mark.
It's a big box.
It is a huge box. This is a space exploration game. Now it's broken up into 2 sections. You have your ship, the ISS Vanguard, which is the first ship to do like interstellar travel or whatever. You do ship management, which is like you recruit new people to the ship or like from stasis onto the ship. You upgrade some of the production section of your ship. You do some research. You do a discovery analysis. As a team, you do it as a group of 4 and you play the same like sector or like, so I'm the engineers, Jess is like scientists and we have 2 other people who are like security and scouting. And like you work as your departments to decide what the ship is going to do.
Yeah.
And it's great fun because it's very diplomatic. We're like, what do we spend the energy on for the ship management? Do we do some research on some science, or do we do some manufacturing and produce some new equipment we can take down to the planets? And that's kind of the second part of the game. is planet exploration. You get like a planet. It's called a planetopedia, I think it is, and you can travel in your ship management. You travel to a new system.
Yeah.
And then you can land on a planet, and then you explore that planet. So like it's quite abstract. You have like zones of a planet you can go to, and you get new cards and you have to do challenges, and it's quite complicated. So I won't go too deep into that. But you do a bit of exploration. You find some stuff. You take it back to the ship. You then next time you play, you do the ship management. You get loads of stuff from what was in the planet. So you get like an awaiting file, and you take all these cards out of the awaiting file, and you have to like resolve them all. So you might have got some new tech, or there might be a condition on the ship, and you got to deal with a condition on the ship, and like all this stuff. And it's a really good play loop. And we've already started making stupid characters. So we have like 3 or 4 characters each, and they've all got personalities, and we're making stupid things up. Like the last planet we went to, we just kept eating all the wildlife because we were like low on supplies. We just kept eating we were like, oh, we're here for science. Just eat. And like the one before that, we were like huffing the fumes from the vents of the biological like planet or some shit. It's been really good for the story, and I think hopefully as we keep going, it'll be really good. At first, it was a lot of just like reading rules.
Yeah.
I did the tutorial mission, and it took me about 4 hours to do the tutorial mission. So it's not a light game, but what we have done is enjoyable, and I can see by the end it'll be one of those games where we'll talk about it a lot. We'll talk about it. You know, do you remember this time we played this game? This stupid thing happened. We were shouting at each other, or like we were laughing our heads off. That kind of shit's gonna happen. So I'm hella keen for that. What other games? 2 other things in terms of board games. Unmatched.
Unmatched.
Okay. It's kind of like a combat game. I'd almost call it a war game, but like with you have like one character thing, and you move it around the board, and you have like cards in a deck that decide what you can do.
Yeah.
And the kind of gimmick of the game, or the unique selling point, is there's like loads of different universes that you can have your characters from. So you can buy the DLC for like Velociraptors, or you can buy the ninjas one, or you can buy the Shakespeare one, and you can have the characters from Shakespeare. So you can have like Hamlet, or you can have Shakespeare, or you can have like I was the Fey creatures, or there's like Cobbles and Fog, where like I think you played Jack the Ripper, or like So the idea is you can have all these different worlds, and they all mash together, and you can play them in the same combat system. I think the combat system is pretty generic but fun. Everyone has their own little twist on how they play, and I liked it. And actually, I looked online. Loads of people made homebrew characters. So you can play like loads of different characters. That seemed pretty cool. And then just a hot take is the Game of Life. So we played the Game of Life, which I've never played before.
Really? Wow.
Well, it's like, come on, I'm a bit of a gatekeeper on board games. You know? I see the Game of Life, like, ugh. It's made by Hasbro, I think.
Yeah.
So like, it's basically a low-level role-playing game.
Yeah.
It's so like we just made up stupid things about our characters as they went through life, and like then how they got their new job, and like why they have 15 kids, and you know all this kind of jazz. It was really interesting to see. It's just basically a role playing game. You just got to make up.
Limited to 4 children, if I remember correctly.
Not how we played it. Stacked on the roof. Stacked on the roof, buddy.
Hold on. It's been a very long time since I played it, but didn't it restrict you to? You went round that loop once for the children.
Yeah, but you can land on like twins like 10 times. There's like 3 or 4 twins. It was a silly game. It was really interesting to play and just like experience.
Has it still got that dice?
Yeah, the dart thing that's so shitty. It just like it was so bad, and it felt like such a gimmick because like the box had like a cutout just for the wheel. So it was like, oh look, you like have the wheel in the. I was like, oh my god, it was fun to play once. I would never play it again. I think
there was a game of a similar generation called Go for Broke that I had growing up, and the whole concept of that is you had a ton of money at the beginning. And you had to get rid of it all.
Oh, okay.
But there were loads of different gambling things as you went round.
Oh, okay.
But they were all this plastic, based very much like the dice.
Just like a shitty
just
plastic.
Shitty things that would just clack around, and then 9 times out of 10 they would fall in the same place, and you'd be like, "Oh no, I've won money now."
Fair. It was It was just very interesting to play. We played. It was last Saturday, or the Saturday just went. Yeah. We played like 5 board games in one day, which is even for me was quite a lot. But we did it, and I enjoyed some of these games. Yes. So the very last thing from me is I've been able to play some more games. I found a local club in Exeter. I'm very pleased I've done this. Ooh. So I played a few games of Horus Heresy 3.0. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy playing a game like a big war game, because it's like a big board game essentially, but like I've really spent the time to learn the rules and feel confident in the rules so that I can spend more time focusing on the gameplay.
Yeah, the strategy.
How
you're going to win.
And it makes it so much more enjoyable. When you're not having to be like, oh, what's that rule? Flicking through the book. Like, oh, what's this do? Flick through the book. When you know, and actually my opponent, he was still new, but he knew a lot of it. I'm not having to explain it to him, which I have done a lot in the past. I've had to explain rules to people. It just feels so good because you're just getting on with the game. And so I'm going to go back again this Wednesday, and I'll tell you how it goes. It was really good to find this community because they play all sorts of games. Some people just play board games. Some people play, Blood Bowl, Infinity. I saw some Epic, a lot of bolt action, which is bolt action is World War II.
Oh right.
But I think people like that because there's no official minis, right? So you can get any old minis, and they bring out rules once every 10 years. So you don't have to buy a new book every 2 years.
Yeah, they're not.
So it's a bit of a slower pace. I think people clearly really like bolt action because it seems to be the big one everyone plays. I thought it'd be 40k. No one's playing 40k there because I think there's other groups for 40k. If you want to go play 40k, you go
to Warhammer.
Well, you didn't go there, but I think there's more community around 40k. But they're not the kind of people I want to hang out with, I don't think, playing 40k. It's all very competitive. It's all very points, and you got to optimize your lists. And not really for me. But I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed the fact there is a community that I found. And I was talking to one of the people, and they said there used to be 3 in Exeter, but post-COVID they all kind of just merged into one because people weren't going out.
I was looking for when I was house hunting. There was one. Oh, what's the name of the place? God. Hold on a minute.
Oh,
holding music. Whipton.
Yeah, Whipton Society.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah.
Whipton that's the one. Oh yeah.
It's right next to Union Games. Weirdly enough, Union Games used to be by the big Sainsbury's. This is gonna be so good. Yeah. If you're local, this is great. If you're not local to Exeter, this is pointless.
Exeter News. Gaming special.
Union Games used to be behind the big Sainsbury's.
Right.
But then they moved to Whipton. I don't know why. It's right next to Whipton Society, which is very coincidental.
There was a house I was looking at 3 doors up from
the social club.
Yeah, the social club. Because it was one of those things where you're walking around the area trying to get a vibe for it. And I was like, what the hell's that? And I looked it up, and it was gaming dens.
It's just a social. It's actually just a social club.
Okay, so
there's a community centre.
Stuff.
No, they're just a community. They just have a once a week. They have a Warhammer, or not even Warhammer, just board game clubs and war game clubs. But they also do pool. It was let me tell you, Mark. It's the most social club from the 90s you've ever seen in your life. It's got a gumball machine still, and it's got the pub carpet. And it has a all wooden pub inside with the grating that comes down.
Is it an old pub then? The building?
It's not an old pub. It's definitely a community centre that had a pub put in it, and it's got a village hall vibe, right? And they've got darts in there, and they've got the shittiest table, not shitty tables, but the good cheap tables, you know. And it's got one disco light bulb for when they have a kids party once in a blue moon. All that. It just feels so like that. Actually, it feels really good in some respects to be this is clearly a community hub.
Yeah.
And I know it's old, but vibes.
It's great. If they're building community that isn't, based on division.
Actually, people seem great. People get pints. It seemed like all kind of people turn up, mainly old white men, but people do. There's a variety in there.
Yeah.
And everyone seemed very welcoming and very happy to have new people.
Yeah.
And of course, we're all kind of a little awkward. But once you get into it, once you start talking about, you put some minis on the table, and you're oh, those nice minis, and then you talk about your minis, and you talk about
you get into your subject, and you're off.
You're off. Yeah. And I think that's actually quite good because if you were just a bunch of people in a room, you'd be game over, right? If you had no seed from which to grow the conversation. See, I think that's really everything I've been on. I've been doing a lot of other things in the background, trying to paint some Warhammer, but more just modelling it, just trying to get all the pieces together to then paint them. So it's but that's kind of it. It's kind of been a whirlwind of stuff, I'd be honest. So yes, do we want to talk about? Do you think we've an hour and 15 we've been going?
Gosh.
Do you want to leave it there for a first one, or do you want to talk about categories? This has been a long. This has been the moment.
This is it. This is the moment. The spaceship.
The beginning of the spaceship saga.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like
should we explain that for people? Should we explain it to people? So, a long time ago, and I think we probably mentioned it in a few other episodes.
Yes.
A long time ago, we talked about we should rank spaceships.
Yeah.
We should see what we think are the best spaceships. But very quickly, we discovered that we can't even... No. We can't even categorize spaceships between us. We can't decide what the categories of spaceship are. And that was already a hotly contested thing. So we decided that we're going to have a little saga, I think we'll call it, of spaceship ranking.
Yes.
I think the first one's going to start this week. We're going to start with... We're going to define...
The categories.
The categories.
Yes.
Which I think in itself will be a contentious issue.
Yes. I think
and then we'll go into spaceships.
Yeah. Then we will go into those actual spaceships.
And I think
nominations
and then
for each category,
mm-hmm.
which we'll argue through.
Yeah, and then we'll come up with a winner, and then maybe we'll have an overall winner on the final episode of all spaceships. That's 4 or 5 episodes in there.
4 or 5 episodes. Okay.
Let's start though with spaceship categories. Now,
Spaceship.
I'm gonna come in with my
limited.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an X-wing, and then there's the Millennium Falcon, and that's it.
No.
That was.
No. I had three
Exactly.
Three categories. You want more than 3 categories? We're gonna be here forever, Mark. Jesus Christ! My 3 categories. Right, here we go. We have. I was writing down fuming. We have the fighter kind of class, which is one person in a cockpit. There's nowhere to really go, or you can only go back a little bit to flick a switch. There's no toilet or whatever, or maybe there's just a toilet, but it's not livable. It's just a spaceship. I'm thinking your X-Wings, your TIE fighters, your what are the ones we have? I'm trying to think of something that's not Star Wars based.
That's the hardest thing to do once you start on
I could be an interceptor from 40k. What are the ones? There must be more. Oh, how can I not think of any? If we want to go real life, an F-16.
Oh my God. Is that a spaceship?
No, but it's wow. Whoa. All right.
What about a Colonial Viper from Battlestar Galactica?
Let me have a look quickly.
Oh, God. This is another area we're going to fail at.
Oh yeah, 100%. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, it's
what a treat.
The beauty behind these is that no, it's not.
There must be some from Stargate SG-1 at least.
Well, there was one, wasn't there? But I always felt. Oh no, I'm thinking of the one from. Oh, what's that? Independence Day. There was the puddle jumper, but I don't think that's a fighter, is it?
Oh, look,
there was in SG-1.
I've not come prepared.
There was
puddle jumper Stargate.
Yeah, but that's a.
No, I don't think that is a fighter.
That's not a fighter. That's a.
It's like a transport. It's a transport. But then you're making me judge my. No, I think that goes into category 2. It's the smallest of category 2.
Okay.
I think. Oh, there must be some in Marvel. Marvel must have some ships like this. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy, I can't remember the names of these. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy, right? They have the star things, and they all make that net thing. That's a classic fighter look, right? That kind of. I think you're getting the gist of what these.
Yeah. No. I'm not arguing with this ranking. A fighter, yes, definitely.
Cool. The next
one person, probably no back in my mind. It's just a seat.
I think there's maybe a second seat, or
No. That you see.
Is that a second category for the second seat people? Oh my God, we're gonna have 100 categories at this rate.
No.
Okay.
No,
so my second category.
No, that is not how this is gonna go.
Okay, my second category is the crude ship. I think is the best way to put it. I'm thinking your Firefly class ship.
Okay.
I'm thinking your Millennium Falcon. I'm thinking your Razorback. That's the Mandalorian's one. What else are we going there? There must be. I think there's a few Star Trek ones. Like in the latest Picard series, they're all in one of these kind of ships. Where it's it's 10 people max, right? It's sustained 10 people max for a couple weeks. It feels like.
Yeah.
I think that's the next category. And I don't know. There's a few ships that I'm like, they're just about in that category. And then my final one is the big ones.
Big ones. I'm gonna write big ones.
The big ones. You're looking at me like he's looking at me so angry, like what a stupid thing to say. These are your Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
Your UNNC Pillar of Autumn, which is the Halo one.
Yeah.
You've got your USS Enterprise, of course.
So why? Keep going.
I just try to think of other ones. I have not been. Borg Cube.
Borg Cube.
That's one of those. Oh god, there must be like hundreds of these. Those are the ones I can think of.
Okay.
Those are the three, and I will admit there might be a subcategory or a category in between fighter and 10-man crew.
Yeah.
I think there's a very small category in there, but I think that's the only place you could put another category. And the only one I think in there is you've got like some of the bombers. So
yes, that's the B-wing fighter.
The B-wing fighter, I can admit that one is...
No, that is only a one person, actually. I apologise. It's the other one. In the Last Jedi.
No, I think it is the B-wing. I don't know.
No,
it's not the B-wing.
It's only one.
Is it the Last Jedi where they drop all the bombs down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was Rogue One. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a kind of category of like transporty bombers where there's like a galley.
Yeah.
At best.
And you've got the U-wing.
U-wing, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, because that's not a cruise ship. There's nowhere to sleep on that. You're just going from A to B, back and forth.
I feel like it's more like, I think that one's more like a fighter with a bit of cargo in it.
No,
you can't live in the.
But it's a different type of ship. You wouldn't take a U-wing fighter down the trench run. That's a fighter. It's going.
I think you could do it though. Like, okay, this is kind of the whole thing. Is where does it end? You've got to categorize things in some way.
Yeah, but that's why I'm just saying that having three categories is.
I'm allowing a fourth.
You're at a fourth. All right.
I think that fourth one is
1A at the moment. Larger. 2 to let's say 5 cruise ships.
But they're still no. Okay, so these ships. Okay, I'll define them very clearly. Okay.
Not lived on.
They're not lived on.
Yeah.
These are normally a one galley. They're like one galley, right? They are just like they're like just straight, right? So I'm thinking of the bomber. I'm thinking of that bomber. I'm thinking of things like a transport ship, or a Pelican, where they're just like
Pelican. Yeah, Pelicans are good
from Halo. They're just like straight through, right?
Because it's still that thing where you with something like the Millennium Falcon, right?
Yeah. You
see it as a cargo ship, traveling between galaxies and stuff like that. And you got Pelican, which it can go into space and stuff, but it's just it's
a transport link.
If you were stuck on that for any length of time, you'd be in trouble. There's no toilet on that for certain.
Yeah. No.
I mean, he probably goes in his suit anyway, doesn't he?
Wow. Probably.
He doesn't take the helmet off. He's not taking his trousers off.
But there's also, there's all the transports in Warhammer. They're all kind of in that world of like, they just get you from the planet down to the planet from the big ships,
And you've got stuff in Battlestar Galactica as well as the Colonial Viper. There's a ship that is bigger, but it is more of a transport than... what else? My brain.
There's also, there's things like the one in the latest Predator film. There's kind of a spaceship like that. A classic. All of the Alien films, they're 10 people ones. And actually it's really interesting. There is actually, you could argue that there is this kind of weird middle ground. So I think of Mickey 17, one of the first films that we saw together as a group. It's like a 1,000 people mega ship. Yes. And then it immediately goes down to these like 10-man crewed ships. It seems like anything like a 50-person ship doesn't really exist. And it's probably because of storytelling. In a 10-man crew, you're the crew, right? And then a big mega ship, you can be like, there's hundreds of people. You don't need to know any of them apart from the people in the bridge.
Yeah.
But if you have like a 50-man crew, it's like do I need to know everyone? Do I need to know these few people?
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to bring out the big gun here.
Whoa!
The Defiant.
The Defiant.
Okay?
I need to remind myself.
Yeah, it was. It was in Deep Space Nine. They didn't have a ship to begin with. They had those little runabouts.
Oh yeah, and I agree. The runabouts in my mind are in that second fighter category where it's like day trip kind of vibes.
Yeah, they could travel longer, but I wouldn't say that that's still. The Millennium Falcon is almost the guy's home, isn't it?
Which is like, I think the Razorback as well is like that guy's home.
Yeah.
I think it's a one person, but I think it is in that third category. We're calling it a third category because he lives in it for prolonged periods of time. And he travels around in it for like months. Yeah, there's a scene with like 2 weeks in it with a frog lady. Yeah, so like that is a sustained.
Yeah, whereas you've got that the second class is more something that's a utilitarian.
Get people from A to B. It's not meant to sustain them.
It's a warship. It's got a practical use to it, but it isn't a home.
So the Defiant, yes, just looking at it, it looks pretty big. It looks like the size of a Millennium Falcon. I'll be honest.
It's probably bigger than that.
Okay.
It's hard to scale.
It's hard to scale these kind of things.
But it isn't an Enterprise. That is a ship it's a military ship. It's not
a military ship, Mark.
Okay.
It's an exploration ship.
No, it was originally designed. God, this is going to go full in nerd here. It was originally designed as a response to the Borg. It's heavily. It's got ablative armor.
No, this
is proper. Which is a physical armor. So it's solid, thick stuff. So where shields were being disrupted by the Borg. They chomped the shields with nothing. So it had ablative armor, and it was compact and basically a small crew that was just about going into battle.
Okay.
It's not like it's almost with Enterprise D. It's a whole town in a way, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's children living on this.
Yeah,
thing.
no, for real. I think
I think what's Defiant is purely crew that are there for the fight.
Yeah.
And it's a smaller crew. They don't have luxury. The crew have to share quarters. It's all bunk beds and stuff like that. There's a mess rather than it being a bar, where they eat and stuff. So
it's still a big ship, though. I think
it is a big ship, but I don't think it compares to a Star Destroyer or the Enterprise. But at the same time, it doesn't fit in with a Firefly or the Millennium Falcon.
That seems to be one of the very few exceptions. I got to be honest, it could fit into a big one of one or a small one of the other. I don't think it needs a category. I think it's big one of small or other. I don't think you need a new category for that.
I think what I need to do is find some more examples that I'm not thinking of. I think
that's right. It's really hard to think of like 1,000 spaceship examples. But I think if you need to condense them, I think those are your 4. And I'm really concerned about that second one still, because I feel like that could be in the fighter category.
I haven't even got to the next argument, which is the larger stuff.
Yeah. You want like another larger category?
I think the 3 should be 2 categories, because you've got ridiculously big ships. But like, you got the Death Star. The Death Star is technically a ship.
Yeah, but like, okay, what? Okay, then if we're gonna fight this kind of shit out, like, what makes the big ships any different from the big ships? Like, they're just bigger. Like, that's literally all they are. But like, I'm not even joking, Mark.
I know what you're saying. No,
like,
I get your argument.
Tell me how big the biggest Warhammer ship is.
I think they're ridiculously big. They're cathedrals, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like 10 kilometres long.
Yeah.
It's still in the same group as the fucking Voyager. Okay, in my mind, it's got a fucking huge crew. They're doing shit, right?
I think that's a good distinction. The Voyager crew are people that will all know each other. The book I read, the Horus Rising, there was people exploring this place that were like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you guys?
But like, there's like a point. I just don't think the big stuff. I mean, you could argue there's like a mythically big, because I think there's like, people talk about, there's YouTube videos galore on this kind of stuff, and there's one of like the biggest spaceship in any fantasy, and there's like a fucking entity in Star Trek that's like the size of the universe. Yeah, and it's like floating there, and you're like,
what was it called? Star Trek. the motion picture, the Vija that is on its way to Earth and it's trying to communicate and it's not getting what it wants, and it's this gigantic cloud of things, and inside of it is this metal thing that they have to explore that the Enterprise can fit inside.
Yeah.
And it turns out
that talking about June things as well. Like there's some absolutely enormous things in June.
But that's why I think we've got to, because you've got to be if we're going to argue, between spaceships, comparing one of these massive ships from June, comparing it to the Enterprise, it's like
But I just don't think. I think there's a point where scale becomes almost incomprehensible, right?
But that's why I want to define it as a separate thing.
I just don't think it's gonna.
What about just ridiculously big ships?
I think you could. I think what you could class, and what I will allow is like starbase size, right? When you have in the latest Picard series, they go to the museum.
Oh,
and there's all of the spaceships in a ring around the big mega super base. Things like that. Maybe things like the Phalanx in Warhammer, which is like it's like a fucking rock. It's not the rock, but it's a pyramid rock thing that's flying around. But like, I mean, these are all like mythically large. Like they're almost like.
But I like that. I want that distinction.
If you want that distinction, I'm going to say I will indulge the distinction. I will indulge the distinction. Give me a definition. I'll indulge it. But in my mind, these are very much the same category.
Okay.
I will allow the subcategories.
Oh! All right.
They're the same thing, just fucking bigger. They're the same thing bigger.
Okay. Do we then go into a realm of having a separate category for space stations or things?
No. Put them in the mythically big, because I think. Where's the Death Star? Is the Death Star a space station or a spaceship?
No, it's not, because it moves around.
Yeah, but fucking ring. They all move around. They can all move around.
Can the ring move around?
What, the Halo rings?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think they put them there?
They were built in place.
What about the Ark of the Covenant?
What about Atlantis?
Give me a definition. Give me a fucking definition. What is the definition of the big ships? I want numbers. Put numbers behind these.
This is what I'm doing. I'm freaking you out, aren't I?
No.
It's because there isn't a definition.
Yeah. Give me the big versus the big. You're just saying this one compared to this one.
I'm just trying to give us some categories.
Force fucking plenty, Mark.
Let's just do 3.
Yeah.
Let's just do 3.
Gotta find my way, there'll be 3.
It's got like 1 person, 10 people, or lots.
Yeah, let's do that, because otherwise we're here for fucking hours. Welcome to episode 97 of our fucking spaceship podcast, where we're now looking at crews of between 12 and 15.
And how are you defining what the crew size is as well?
What do you mean, how am I defining the crew size?
Okay, Millennium Falcon. Who are the crew? It's just Han and a Wookiee.
No, but it can support up to like 10 people.
Can it really? I've always been dubious of this. You see the plans.
I've always been dubious.
You see the plans
of a fantasy ship.
Yes.
It's fucking analytic. No, I've been dubious. I looked at the schematics myself.
You want criteria of how many people are allowed to be in a category. I'm going to go on the dubiousness of the Millennium Falcon.
Needless to say, this is controversial.
There is not enough sleeping areas in that to support 10 people.
What are you on about? There's a whole... Have you seen everyone can sleep on the floor if they fucking wanted.
Oh, yes, they could. Yeah.
10 people. Fucking one of the films, they all hide under the ducting.
Yes.
10 people. There's plenty of fucking room in that ship.
Right. So is it a crew of 100? Yeah, we can all squeeze in. Move up a bit, Han.
Mark, don't be ridiculous.
Dave's trying to get in.
Don't be ridiculous. It could
not I'm being ridiculous.
It could not sustain 100 people. Be reasonable. Or have you looked at the schematics? Oh, tell me. Does it have ablative shielding as well? So 4 categories, yeah?
5. That's my final offer. Okay.
No, I'll give you 4 categories and a subcategory.
All right. Other categories. Oh. No. We have not done yet.
All right, walkers.
Okay. All right. Walkers. What?
Like walking mechs. Subcategory.
No. All right.
All right, here we go. Go on then.
Spaceships specifically. Yeah.
These are all fucking spaceships, Mark.
But you're saying walkers. We're not bringing in land-based vehicles.
I don't know what other categories you could possibly bring to this fucking talk.
Oh,
another one for the crude one.
Yeah.
The one from Futurama.
Yes.
And then Zach Brannigan's ship, big ship. There you go.
Big ship? No, it's an Enterprise analogy.
Analogous, yeah, because they're the same.
Yeah. What about unpiloted ships?
Oh, you want to go to drones?
Not drones. What about the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica?
I mean, I could, depending on their size, man. I mean, could it be a crewed ship inside? I mean,
no, it's not. They've got base stars, which are gigantic things. In the modern version,
are they gigantic or gigantic things? We need
I
to
would
define
say
these things.
Gigantic things.
Oh god, he actually had an answer.
I mean, we could go on size.
Oh god, no, because we'd be here forever. No, because I'd argue no, because actually I will say no to that, because it's
will you now?
Yes, I will actually, because in some universes, to transport 10 people, you need a fuck off giant spaceship, right?
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
So I don't think that counts. But I mean, drones. I mean, like unpiloted. Unpiloted giant ships.
In the Cylon case, hear me out. It's an intelligent creature. It's not a drone. It's not somebody piloted remotely. It's
itself a creature.
And there are other things.
I think this
like
calls
that.
into question then. What are we then looking at in the categories? What are we looking? What are we ranking? How are we then ranking them? Are we ranking them on looks, on style, on character?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because if we're like, is this the best 10-man crewed ship? Then a Cylon ship that's in the same category, that's in the same size bracket, doesn't count because it's got no crew. I think I was going on vibes alone on how I'm ranking this. This is no analytical skills. This is me looking at it and my interpretation and my feel of it with my experience and going, that's pretty cool.
So perhaps our next episode, we'll
revisit this.
No. We'll be taking, let's say, between 3 and 5 categories, and then going within them the categories we judge them on. Within that.
Okay, you want subcategory. Okay, so matrix, if you will.
How many categories? Do you think there's just 3 categories at the Oscars?
No, but
best film, worst film,
worst film,
best actor.
Do you think they do the worst film at the Oscars and the shittest film this year?
Well,
the director goes out to get the award.
Yeah, you've heard of is it the Raspberries? No, the Razzies. Thank you. Yes, the Razzies. Have you heard of the Razzies?
No.
It's like the negative Oscars.
Okay, it's like the Ig Nobel Prize, which is like the stupidest thing in science.
It's very much like.
It's like meant to be a joke. I couldn't imagine the Oscars they do like a very serious and the shittest fucking movie.
But certain actors and directors have gone to receive their awards.
Because it's a joke. Yeah.
What's it called? What's her name? Storm from X-Men. Sorry. Halle Berry, she went and got hers for Catwoman.
Sorry, I didn't realise we had a guest on this episode of the podcast. Jess answering all the questions.
All the knowledge.
She does all the knowledge. I have no knowledge. Jess is all my knowledge, really.
So, yes, we can have prettiest ship.
Okay.
We can have
most functional ship. We've looked at the schematics.
If you're going to bring a ship to the category, you're going to have to have done your research. Okay? You can't just turn up and say, "Oh, I like the X-Wing."
Mark, I've lived my life on nothing but vibes thus far, and it's done me well. So I might just continue doing that. Actually,
the other question is: are we, say for example, the Snowspeeder from Empire Strikes Back?
The Snowspeeder.
Oh, come on, the one that takes down the AT-ATs.
I just need to remind. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things going on here at once. Oh, that's a fighter. What are you on about, mate? It's the one I thought. It was the one I was thinking of.
But is it a spaceship?
Yeah, of course it's a spaceship.
It's called a land speeder.
Oh,
a snow speeder.
A snow speeder. Great. Okay, so it's not a spaceship. I mean, fuck me. We'll look at its schematic and see if it's got hull pressure to withstand 0 bar. And we'll see if it's airtight.
It has a warp drive or.
Does it need a warp drive to be in space? As we found out in the latest Mandalorian, where the guy has just a fucking big motor on the back of it and just speeds off, but not at hyperspeed. Oh, this is definitely a contentious issue. God, I think it is. I think that probably is. I'm sure if you wanted to get that thing into space, you probably could. That's my thought. The one in the Last Jedi, or the one before the Last Jedi.
That was open topped. That's not going to.
That's not in it. But you need to touch the fucking ground for some reason. Don't know why.
Yeah, and break up the volatile
sand stuff. whatever the fuck that was all about.
Why? That is a key of somebody going, I've got a great visual.
Yeah.
White, but then red lines through it. All right, yeah.
I agree.
What's the practical implication of this? You have land speeders that don't touch the ground. Why are you creating something that needs to scratch the surface?
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Clone Wars dropships. Because their sides are open sides, aren't they?
No, they can close up though.
Okay.
And they come down from the...
What I am concerned about is there is a little subcategory. I think this goes into our subcategory of pelicans as well.
Dropships.
No, not dropships.
Yeah, because you've got the one in Aliens.
Yeah, I agree. The dropships of course they're all in this category, but it's things like in Andor.
Yeah.
You know, the rich guy, he has a ship.
Yeah.
It's very much like a one-man limousine where it's got a bathroom and it's got a bedroom, but just for him. And General Grievous has something very similar, and Count Dooku. All the Sith people, There's like a limousine almost of, but I don't. It's one person but living luxurious. I think that's got to fit into the Pelican group because we can't be going into a subcategory here.
Yeah, but we could, but we're not. We're not.
I think that's in that group. It's slightly larger, but not like it's not crew.
I mean, he could pick up people. The one you're thinking... Which one about the one that does the
lasers? Yeah. Which is so good for the audience to hear that.
It's also that whole thing... when a film series or a series has a moment... No, not you, Siri. Go away. Thank you.
Double-bladed lightsaber ship. What is it called?
But it's that whole thing that... He has two weapons in his vehicle that...
Fondor Hallcraft is what it's called.
The what?
Fondor Hallcraft.
Fondor?
Fondor, yeah.
Okay.
Fondor.
So it's a Hallcraft, so it is actually a cargo. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at here is that vehicle, despite how wonderful it is, and I love the scenes of it, you've got two weapons that it has that... I'm not aware of anybody else using. The kinetic weapons that can destroy the radar tractor beam or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And a laser beam that can come out the side and you spin around and you just knock everything out. Why hasn't every spaceship got those?
I think it's because they're like... the idea is because he's mega super stupid rich, right?
Yeah.
And these are like mega super rich items to have on your spaceship, right? They're like defense mechanisms for the ultra wealthy because they can afford the stupid lasers.
Yeah, and I suppose the Imperials themselves, it's all about cheap and dirty. Just life is replaceable. We've got hundreds of pilots. We can just fire them out. They don't have shields. They don't have hyperdrives.
Yeah.
Then you've got the X-wing fighters, which at one point in time would have been high-end vehicles, but it's the rebels who've got hold of them.
I think I'm happy to put this into the Pelican. That's second class.
I will agree with you.
So I think do we want to go with 5 categories? I think 4. I'm going to say 4 in a subcategory. I can't.
The subcategory of the big ones.
The big ones and Starbase. I'm going to put them all together. Because I can't be dealing. That's like almost like a bonus one. Because I think that is the larger ones, but I'll allow for like some fun.
Okay.
The big ones.
Okay. Rendezvous with Rama book series. Arthur C. Clarke. It's a big spaceship is spotted coming to our galaxy, and it's going to leave our galaxy. They try to communicate with it. There's no communication. They send up spaceships because it takes years to go past. Send up spaceships. They manage to get inside of it, and it's got a
like a
cylinder with rotational gravity and stuff like that. They can't find anybody there. There's evidence of life. There's mechanical things still going on. They can't quite understand what it is. By the end of it, they just leave. As it leaves the galaxy. Where does that go? No crew?
No, I'd say... Okay, so that's meant to be crewed, firstly.
We don't know. That's
clearly in the big category. It's clearly in the big category. Because guess what, Mark? It's big.
All right.
So I think we're happy with our categories.
So are we going for the categories?
So we're going to go.
Okay.
So we're going to go fighter.
Fighter.
We're going to go with like transport / kind of gallied ship, like single, not really meant to.
What do you say when you're saying gallied? What do you mean?
So like I think of things like the C310, like in our world plane, where it's like you got the cockpit and you got the rest of the fucking plane, which is just, but it's like bare. There's nothing in it. It's clearly just to transport shit. Or you could spec it out to have a bedroom, but it's not got a lot in it. It's not really meant to sustain anyone. It's more to transport things, be very utilitarian. Really, I think that's like so. You got like bombers in there. It's more like someone could get up from their cockpit point and walk around a bit, and people are going to suggest that I think you could put the U-wing in there. People are going to suggest that the Razor Crest or the Razor Crest, I think it's actually.
I see the Razor Crest more as a camper van.
I agree. I think that jumps it a little bit into the crude.
Yeah. I think that's where that belongs. It is a crude ship. Yes, he's the only one in it.
It's a very small crew. I'd say it's 3 people max.
But it's still, in my mind, something that you would live on. You would work out of.
I think it's the smallest you can go in that category.
What was the other ones we had in the middle? The Pelican. It's
a service vehicle. The Hopper from, like, not the Hopper, but like the puddle jumper, that kind of stuff, I think is in that secondary category. Then we've got the crude ships.
Yeah.
Going up to, like, I don't know, 50 people max. There's not many things that go up to 50 people.
I think you're 10 people max was what you said.
Okay.
For that one.
I think you'd struggle to get. There's not many ships in that 50 category, really.
What about kind of like a coach? No, it's not really a coach, but maybe boats should be the analogy.
I think boats are like probably a best analogy. It's like a yacht. It's
a
yacht, yeah. But then you have your super yachts, and then your military yachts, your aircraft carriers, and then you go on to the super stuff. Yeah. I think the big and the mega big. I think the mega big is more bonus because there's a point where it all just breaks down. Like, how do you even these things become like so abstract as things that it's hard to even define what makes them cool other than they look cool.
Yeah.
I think we'll off air we'll decide how we'll rate them and rank them because otherwise we'll be here for another hour just like debating this.
Yes.
We got it. 4 categories and a subcategory. We'll start next week with fighters. We'll come with lists. We'll come prepared. That'll be the homework.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'll see you at the Melania screening, Mark.
Yes. I can't wait. I am so excited.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Take care.